Hello dear friends, on Melonfonk channel, in this video we will talk about the update 28.0 in Melon Playground. While the last number of likes will show some NPC from Melon Playground, and the last number of subscriptions will show your item. For example, if your like is number 7 and your subscription number is 3, you are a nuclear cactus. I would also like to say a huge thank you to these guys here for being in my video. Thank you guys so much. And if you want to be in my next video, there are some very simple conditions. 1. You need to subscribe to my channel. 2. You need to be sure to like this video. 3. Write your cool comment, here's 3 words or more, so you can get into my next video. Well, and wasn't very your time, enjoy watching. So, dear friends, it's done, Melon Playground Update 28.0 is out, but I'd like to warn you that it's probably not available in the Play Market yet, so if you don't have it yet, go to my Seliga and download it directly from there, it's crazy simple. Well, let's get to the review. First off, we'll take a look at the changelog of what has been added. First off, they changed the player profiles in the cooldown, added stats, added icons, optimization and more. So now if you want to keep track of your favorite author, YouTuber, all the statistics, when I was logged in, how many hours I spent in the game, how much work I have and so on, you can look at my profile in the workshop. If anything, just type in the nickname Melonfonk. It's all very easy to do. I don't have a lot of badges yet, but it's still pretty cool. Also added the winner of the last vote and its chainsaw. Also judging from the changelog, a new voting has started and we see a lava map, a planet map and an infinite ocean map. It's very interesting and of course we'll discuss it too. The main item menu now marks new additions, which is also handy and also very interesting. The chip editor has also been updated, this too of course we will discuss with you later. The animation of musical instruments has been updated, also the music editor has been improved, of course we will discuss all this with you too. The mod editor has been updated and in general, I think, that's all. I also noticed a very interesting phrase like secret update. Pay your attention to the screen. It means only one thing, that there is some secret achievement, perhaps a secret chip or a passphrase that we have to solve. Which is very interesting, and if you find out any information before I do, be sure to write about it in the comments. Well folks, let's move on to the review. First, we see that we are greeted with discounts and the discounts are incredible. Right now, you can get Mel's at 50% off or even 100% off. So, if you have some spare money, make sure you get on this issue, because you probably won't be able to buy cheaper Mel's another time. To my memory, these are the biggest discounts on Mel's. Let's move on, folks, about voting. Infinite Ocean, it's really just you developers, it's you insiders. Like the head developer said, there's just unique mechanics in there and I suggest you vote for Infinite Ocean. Of course, that lava seems very cool, but the Infinite Ocean, judging by the mechanics, will be much cooler. However, don't worry, vote for the lava map if you feel like it. It just seems to me that if the developer says so, it's better to follow his advice. Let's move on, folks. Let's take a look at this new chainsaw. If you just look at the texture, it looks pretty ordinary. Nothing super outstanding, just a regular chainsaw. As far as the mechanics go, it's not quite as straightforward and cool here. It just cuts off the top layer of NPCs, in general, of course, it causes a wow effect, but nothing, to be honest, I do not see anything so super outstanding. Basically, it's the same chainsaw, the same circular saw, just with special properties. And I told you guys that in the last voting it was not worth voting for the chainsaw, because it's impossible to come up with anything supernatural with it, but, say, a lightsaber or, for example, a secret item, as far as I was concerned, was much cooler. But already as it happened, so it happened. Let's be content with what we have. Next, let's move on to changing the musical instruments. Musical instruments have changed seriously, and it's great, because I think that the previous interface was quite uncomfortable. First of all, they changed the skylight, which I asked for from the beginning because the skylight was obviously lacking, and in the last musical instruments update they fixed that now, and it's more comfortable now. Although I would like more scale, because this way I don't understand where the notes are located, and it's inconvenient to keep track. That's why I would like to see a picture of notes as much as possible, but this is already my personal claims and preferences. Perhaps for you it will not seem to be a disadvantage. Added a new function, now you can copy notes, delete them in bulk. In general it became more convenient, there are more functions and you can work with it now. Also changed the animation of these musical instruments, although globally I did not really see the changes, perhaps they are, but just minor. Also another mod editor change, and this one is already pretty significant. The mod editor interface used to be extremely uncomfortable for me, because visually it created a lot of noise and there just wasn't enough room to work adequately in the mod editor. This has now been changed. The functions that are on the left side can now be minimized and they are conveniently highlighted with different icons. This update is just incredibly buzzworthy. Here in general really for the mod editor is just an aspect. If you developers me watching, you are great guys for changing this particular aspect. Also increased the amount of FPS and to be honest visually it is noticeable. In fact the FPS has gotten a lot more, especially with the addition of many items. And if you have weak devices, which did not pull the previous updates, the game slowed down and in principle it was uncomfortable to play. The update 28.0 promises to fix all this. And in general, we are waiting for more such updates to increase the coveted FPS and to improve the work and stability and performance and all in this spirit. Summarizing, I would like to say that the update for some reason was not enough for me. There is a sense of understatement. Perhaps again affected the fact that I simply did not find the secret update, which is said in the changelog, but again perhaps only I have such a feeling. The voting item, especially compared to past items, didn't surprise me, not at all. Like a real sense of great understatement, as if you were given something but it really wasn't enough for you. That is, instead of one whole apple like you wanted, you were only given half. And the 27.5 update feels much bigger, much more stable, and much larger, but then again, that's just me thinking those thoughts in my head. Why did this happen? First of all, because the chainsaw item as a voting item doesn't seem like some incredibly cool item. From this it seems that the update is weak, and in principle for the addition put up just fixing musical instruments, although it seems to me just fix bugs and it is a bad strategy to put it for an advantage. And in general the strategy of updates for some reason with the update 27.0 suffers. Why make such a massive update to 27.5 when you could have music items in this update in 28.0 seem like a no-brainer win? There are questions here in general. Also questions as to why they didn't change the icon, that was also asking for it. In general, in fact, it seems that the developers made a little bit of a mistake here, perhaps because there was not enough time, or simply the developers have made a lot of plans for the year and just do not fit the deadline, and so on. Basically, we hope for update 28.5 or update 29.0, because to me update 28.0 is more of a failure than a success, because there are no high-profile items, and the items that are there don't have a sense of scale. Be sure to write your thoughts on this in the comments, I'd be very interested to know what you think. Well, this is the end of my video, thank you all for watching, good luck to everyone, bye and remember buddy, as always, see you the other day.